Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel.
In our previous video, we've talked about alternative pathways in which students can still get into UK universities. Today, we'll be diving deeper into those alternative pathways, including foundation and international year 1 programs.
Over the past months, we have spoken to many students who realized that A-levels or other public examinations are not the best fit for them. Some students feel overwhelmed academically, while others have already known what they want to do at university and prefer to have a more direct route.
Yeah, recently we've worked with this student. He had just started A-levels and is planning to do business at university. And he does really enjoy doing business and math in A-levels. However, he was struggling with the pressure of juggling all these multiple subjects at A-levels. And he came to us asking if there was an alternative pathway, if there's anything else he could do, so that he could still reach business, but just not through A-levels.
That's when we introduced the foundation program, where after he finished his IGCSE, he transitioned immediately to the foundation program, and honestly, it completely changed his university and learning experience.
Oh, definitely. He's happily progressing into university, and his mother even told us that she noticed a huge difference in his confidence and stress levels. And without the pressure of taking major exams, he was really able to enjoy the subjects he was studying.
So what is a foundation program? So for you who may be unfamiliar with it, a foundation program is essentially a preparatory year before university. Students complete 1 year of foundation, 1 year of study, and if they meet the requirement for progression, they move into year 1 of university.
And progression requirements are important. Students have to achieve the required grades and English proficiency standards for them to progress.
So while the route may feel more supportive, students still need to stay motivated and consistent throughout the year.
On the other hand, International Year 1 is slightly different. Known as IYO, students who complete that do not progress to year 1 of university, but to year 2 of whatever degree they decide to take.
Which means students effectively save 1 academic year. Now, the question that you may ask is that can SPM students apply? The answer is very rarely. Back then, the International Year 1 programs are accepting students directly after SPM without needing to complete A-level. But now, generally, they can only take after A-level.
Yeah, but of course, we also have to take into consideration the student's academic profile, their English level, and what subject they intend to take at university.
Moving on, many assume that these pathways are only for business, but there are actually many subjects options available.
We receive a lot of inquiries, and there's also a lot of options out there. For example, there's also computer science, biology, medicine, veterinary, and the list goes on and on.
Yeah, and especially for competitive subjects like the one that you mentioned, veterinary and physiotherapy, there are also pathways that's available through selected universities.
One concern that parents often have about IYO is, will my child struggle to keep up if they enter directly into year 2 of their degree?
The truth is, many pathway providers are actually very experienced in supporting international students.
Yeah, students receive regular progress reports, academic monitoring, and also additional support throughout the year.
And if attendance drops or grades slipping, usually the school will automatically contact the parents, so students can receive support before it comes to a bigger issue.
Because ultimately, students still have to fulfill the requirements, the progressing requirements in their IYO to progress to year 2.
Yeah.
Which leads us to another common question we get from parents, which is, what if my child can't get the required progressing grades needed in foundation or IYO?
Yeah, most progression rates are actually pretty high, like 80% to 90%.
And that's because students are continuously assessed throughout the year. They're not only graded on one exam.
Yeah, and we've also seen cases where schools help students review alternative degree options if they realize that a certain course may not suit them.
Yeah, for example, we had one student who initially set her sights on a highly science-focused subject, but later she realized that a more biology-focused and related one suited her more.
And the school guided her through the transition, and she successfully progressed into a course that matched her academic profiles and abilities and long-term goals.
On the other hand, some programs do offer retake opportunities if students narrowly miss the progression requirements.
Yeah, and this flexibility can really help students who just needs a little bit more time to adjust. Yeah.
And that's why choosing between a January intake or September intake for your foundation or IYO is really important. September intake often provides slightly more flexibility for retakes that are in time before university begins.
Yeah. Another important point is English requirements for foundation program and IYO. For students applying to foundation or international year 1 program, we usually recommend taking IELTS UKVI.
Yeah, remember these 4 words, UKVI. Because some students mistakenly take the wrong IELTS version and they later discover that they have to take the exam again.
So taking IELTS Academic UKVI from the very beginning, it allows more flexibility for students who are applying for foundation program, IYO, and direct university application.
Certain pathways, especially veterinary science and also health science, can be extremely competitive.
Yeah, some programs only accept a very small amount of students globally each year.
Yeah, which means timing is really important.
Yeah.
If you're thinking about it, don't wait.
And we've seen eligible students who lose places simply just because they wait too long to confirm their offers.
The good news is that the application process is actually quite straightforward.
Yeah, students normally only need their recent school reports or public exam results, their passport copy, and their IELTS UKVI results.
Yeah, and once those documents are available, we can help access suitable universities and also pathway options.
Yes, and some students even receive their offer letters within 1 week.
Moreover, there are also some scholarships available.
Yeah, but these fill up pretty quickly, and especially for popular courses or universities.
So once a student receives their offer, it is really important to review it carefully and make decisions promptly.
So at the end of the day, foundation and international year one programs are not second choices. So for many students, they are actually the pathways that help them thrive academically and personally.
Every student learns differently, and the best route is not one that is suited to everyone else, but is one that allows them to succeed with confidence.
Yeah, so if you're currently exploring foundation, international year one, and if you have any question, you can contact us or comment down below.
We'll be happy to guide you through the pathway options and help you find one that best suits your goals.
Peace up, A-Town down. Yeah!